Yo, what is going on, everyone in the crypto space? So, over the past couple of days, you've probably heard me use the term paradigm shift. And that just essentially means that a big fundamental change will actually happen to a certain aspect of something. And now the XRP, we're getting close to banks actually using the currency, taking the big leap forward into the banking industry while leaving the cryptocurrencies with white papers, false promises, and no progress left behind. Now, what I wanted to talk about today was a video that's very much circulating around the XRP community and crypto community in general. Is a Bitcoin YouTuber known by the name Bitcoin Ben. And when I'm talking about a paradigm shift, this is kind of what I meant when there's a paradigm shift in the cryptocurrency market. There's going to be a huge change in sentiment against XRP. And I started using that term paradigm shift maybe like 3-4 days ago. That's kind of an explanation for what would happen. People would change their sentiment against XRP because now it is actually going to be used within the banking industry next month. So basically, stuff is about to get real. We're going from concept into reality. So I want to go ahead and play this clip real quick right here. Basically, what he's saying is that even though he hates XRP, he hates the banks, he hates who XRP is working with, and I don't blame him. And I don't really trust banks either. I mean, again, there's the topic of banks and why they're bad and everything. But I mean, I understand. He's saying like, I really don't like banks. It kind of goes against his libertarian view of like no government. That's kind of what Bitcoin was based off of. Cryptocurrency, I mean, and Bitcoin especially, was founded as a result of the 2008 financial crisis to get away from government and institutions. But what XRP is doing is working with the government and institution where the money is at, and that's where people start to realize that it can actually really go up in value. Let me play this clip real quick, and then we'll go ahead and discuss further.
Now, number one coin. I can't believe I'm even going to say this.
Like, he doesn't even want to admit it. I mean, he knows that, like, he does not like XRP. And I mean, I can understand because the majority of the cryptocurrency community, I would say in Bitcoin, does not trust banks and do not like banks. They have done a lot of sketchy things in the past, and when they get massively in debt, they just get government bailouts and so on and so on. So let's just keep watching.
This is depressing. If I start to cry, somebody slap me. The number one coin of the future is going to be, it's kind of a toss-up between Ethereum and Ripple.
So now it is a 30-minute live stream, and he does kind of elaborate on it throughout. He claims that he was on the phone with someone, and he did receive some pretty big insider information regarding Ripple and XRP, and that's why he kind of came out and said, like, yeah, I mean, I really hate to say this, but I really do think this coin is now all of a sudden actually going to be the number one coin in the future because of the big developments that are going on behind the scenes. So honestly, although he is a Bitcoin YouTuber, I mean, I'm just glad to see that some people, even though they might not like the currency and what they're doing, I'm glad that these Bitcoin YouTubers now, which is, I think, is kind of a signal of a paradigm shift, because in the cryptocurrency community, YouTubers can have quite a bit of influence on the community. So, and he has 18,000 subscribers. He's actually a pretty big cryptocurrency channel. And the fact that he's actually admitting that he hates XRP, but he does think it's going to be number one based on what they're actually working on. And I think this is the beginning of the paradigm shift against the sentiment of XRP, because you got a guy is really into Bitcoin, like Litecoin and Ethereum and whatnot, but he is like the purest form of cryptocurrency. I mean, I can understand that. And now he's just admitting that, yeah, XRP, there's so many reasons why it's really going to be the number one coin in the future. Now, to hear a Bitcoin YouTuber say that, I applaud him, because although, yeah, they work with banks, I mean, yeah, everyone doesn't really like banks, but at the same time, I mean, you can say all you want about the technology, but the kind of ugly truth is we're all in here to make money. I mean, yeah, it'd be great honestly, it would be great for all these emerging markets to experience a banking system through their mobile app on their phones, because we have like 1 billion people on Earth who have a mobile phone but do not have a bank account. So that is very revolutionary for the world. But I mean, guys, to be real, down to earth, we're in this to make money. And what Ripple is doing is working with the entities of this world who have the bulk of the money that exists in transfer flows. So that's kind of what this is all about. Now, to see someone, again, I know I kind of keep repeating myself, but to see a Bitcoin YouTuber come out and say, you know what, I honestly like his honesty. I really do like his honesty. I do applaud him for that. I really like his honesty when he says, you know what, I really don't like XRP. I don't like how they're working with banks and who they're working with. But at the same time, it's going to be the #1 coin with all these developments they have going on behind the scenes. And next month, XRapid is actually going live and XRP will be used in banks. So to see a Bitcoin YouTuber completely kind of flip and go, yeah, you know what, even though I don't like it, it's still a good investment. That is the signal of the beginning of the paradigm shift in the sentiment of XRP. And also, I believe yesterday, I was watching Sunny Decree's video, and I believe he did say he bought some XRP. So I think a good sign could be, guys, if we get Bitcoin YouTubers now, maybe not so much promoting XRP, but discussing it and saying, you know what, hey, you know what, we might not like who they're working with, but at the same time, it could be a really good investment because, again, they are working with the people who have the money in this world. So, also, guys, speaking of XRapid, something I want to touch on briefly. Actually, before two more little small topics I want to go over is actually that these. So as we know, the last week we've had 2 individual spikes in the market. We actually have this one right here and then this one right here, and they happen within the span of 2 days with each other. And one thing I do want you guys to know: when this first spike began, you can see at the bottom there on TradingView, they're using the 24-hour military time. But this spike began at 4 o'clock of that day. I think it might be 4 a.m. that day. And then over here, again, it's at about 3:30 a.m. So these 2 spikes did happen at the relatively the same time. And guys, next thing I want to talk about, someone brought up a very, very good point in the stream today. And that's maybe Ripple might actually get on like a bank per day, or however many banks per day or per week, onto XRapid prior to announcement. Because one thing I didn't even consider yet, I don't know if you guys have considered, but one person mentioned it in the stream. I completely forgot his name, but credit to you, man. You know who you are. Is Ripple going to announce XRapid and then have the clients get on the network and start doing transactions? Or is Ripple going to get clients on the network doing transactions and then say, okay, now we're live and we got banks using it? So I'm kind of at a toss-up right now. I really don't know which one they would do. Is like, do they go live, or do they announce it being live, then put the banks on the network live, or do they put the banks on the network and go live on transactions, then announce it? Because that could be maybe complete theory. No fact is going behind this, but that could be the reason why we're getting these random spikes with no news and not following the market. Because a possibility is that we could have like a bank or two coming on every other day, and they're building and they're getting the banks on the XRapid network prior to the XRapid actual announcement. Because personally, to me, it makes a little more sense to have them live on XRapid first and then announce XRapid rather than just announcing XRapid and then putting them on the network. So I don't know. But either way, guys, it's great to see XRP go up. No matter the reason, it is honestly great to see it go up. And we do have the utility finally happening in the next month. And you can see that it actually is it is having an effect on Bitcoin YouTubers, acknowledging that even though they don't like the currency, they still think it is a great cryptocurrency to invest in. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to drop a like, subscribe, check links in the description if you want to support the channel, and turn on those post notifications so you never miss a video or a stream. So, guys, the paradigm shift is beginning, and we're in the first step of an entire marathon. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one.